Hey, what's up, party people? We are going to get lots of laughs going on here because
We're
this is
gonna
our
get into
first.
it.
Yes, we're going to get into it. This is our first official podcast, Blooming Through Faith. And we want to talk to you guys a little bit about who we are and what our mission is here and why these two crazy gals came together. And we're not proper at all. We're going to probably have a lot of errors here. We're going to have a lot of laughs here, but we're super.
I'm pretty proper.
Well, yeah,
feel
she's
like.
proper. I should say I'm not proper at all. We're like yin and yang. She's very proper. I'm not. But we're going to have a lot of fun here. So our mission is we want to help women glow up their mindset, their lifestyle, their health, and their wealth, right? We'll tell you a little bit about how we came up with Blooming Through Faith, how we met. And I'm going to let Cecily introduce herself first.
Yes. Okay. I'm probably going to say a mouthful because I feel like I do a lot of things, but I feel like a lot of women do a lot of things. So my name is Cesley. I am a health and wellness coach. I'm also a children's pastor. I have 3 kids. I am a happy homeschooler. So Brandi and I are really like opposite ends of the spectrum. I would say that I'm a little bit more hippie flower child and Brandi's a little more rock star, I think. So I'm going to let Brandi introduce herself and tell you all about her.
I like that, rock star. I'm a wellness and health coach as well. I've been in the industry for over 16 years. I love helping people that way. I am a business owner, entrepreneur, a mentor of women. I am so passionate about helping women. I have 2 sweet boys, 4 years old and 3-month old, and we are just rocking through life together and figuring it out.
So how we met is a little bit of a roller coaster. So we were both a part of a fitness company, and we were actually 2 of the youngest and fastest growing leaders in this fitness company we were involved in. Our main job that we came together about was to teach and equip other leaders. It was our passion. So our job was to kind of mold fitness professionals and launch and grow new areas all across the country. We traveled a lot together. We rocked at it. We loved it. We both had, before we met in this fitness company, we both also had multiple 6-figure businesses as well. I would say that we really connected in being women who loved to not only hustle a little bit, but like really, really loved to develop other women and help them grow successful businesses. So that's really where we connected. Was we started in this company together and just kind of skyrocketed into success because we have such a passion for helping and impacting not only people, but their health and just their entire lives as well. So Brandi, how would you say that we actually got connected? Because I feel like God really put us together through like tons of little opportunities before. Like, I feel like he was telling us, listen, you guys are going to be really good friends and you're going to basically like do life together.
Oh, for sure. God planned it hands down. So I love what you just said. Like our purpose is people over profit. God put us on
Oh,
this
that's good.
earth. So good. God put us on this earth to help people. Cecily and I are doing this podcast because we want to help people. We're not trying to make $1 million. We truly want to impact and help women grow and glow through things that we've already gone through. So yes, God did do it, right? So there are so many opportunities where through this leadership in this other company, we would just randomly be roomed together. Okay. And there was, 30 other people, but we were roomed together. We were asked to launch different things. And we see now that that was so purposeful. And a few years ago, I remember, Cecily, walking on the beach with you. And you opened up to me about, something that had happened in your life. And we've gone through some similar things, I was like, at all,
Big
right?
stuff.
And we're like, yeah, big, huge stuff. And we thought, oh my gosh, how can we take what we've gone through, right? So we really truly believe that the Lord has put us through everything we've gone through for a reason. And that is to help other women who are going through it or may go through it, right? And live out their purpose in life. So I really like that God was like, y'all are together, and we figured out kind of why, but it took us years.
Here's the deal. Like, as women, not we as in like Brandi and I, but we as like a collective group of women in the world have the hardest time talking about things that we go through because we feel like either people don't understand, or we're the only ones that go through it, or we don't know how to move past it. And so that's what we're here for. We want this to feel like coffee with your best friend. Coffee with your besties is what we're here for.
Or wine and Prosecco with your besties.
Or Prosecco. I almost had a glass of
one.
Prosecco right here, and then I was like, I don't actually know what time it is, so that's probably inappropriate.
Oh man, we're definitely gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do coffee sometimes.
We're gonna do wine chats
together. I love it so much. All right, guys. So, what is our purpose through this? Okay, our purpose is to help women with their mindset, with their lifestyle, with their health, and with their wealth, right?
Why blooming through faith? Well, we're going to get into it a lot over the next few episodes. We want you guys to really get to know us. We want you guys to feel like you know us so well, like we've just been hanging out with you for the last 3 to 4 hours after the first few episodes. So we're going to get into it, but after years of being friends, you know, we've both gone through things that have affected our faith in some ways. And in a couple of the future episodes, you're going to really find out why the name faith is so important. But really, it was about blooming and growing together despite trauma, loss, grief, changes, haters, like all kinds of things that tried to.
We'll talk about them haters.
We got lots of haters. So we're gonna all kinds of things that tried to stop us, but just didn't, and we just never let it be anything that stopped us from blooming and growing into the people that we are today. And so that's what we want to help you with.
Yes, we are. We're gonna get into it. I'm so fired up. Okay. So today's episode, we're actually going to talk about 3 topics. We want to leave you with some action items for growth. We don't want to just talk here. We really want to pour into you and help you grow. So the first thing we're going to talk about is gratitude. The second thing we're going to talk about is movement. And the last thing is wellness. So I'm going to just jump right into gratitude. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. The past few years, just by simply starting my day with gratitude, my life has changed forever for the better. The more you are thankful for what you have, the more you will have. The more you think about the things you don't have, the less you will have. It just is what it is, right? And so gratitude is so important, and just training your brain to be positive, because here's the deal, and we are going to talk about it, and we are going to get real. Life is hard. I should say, like, life is really hard and life is nasty. It's not rainbows and butterflies, even though I do like those things. Life is real, and it's going to bring you down, and things are going to happen. But it happens to everybody. It's not just you. So if you are in a victim mindset, and we're going to talk about that too, and oh, woe is me, well, you're never going to grow. You're going to be stuck there. You're going to be depressed, right? So we're going to talk about why, you know, training your brain to be positive is such an important thing. And we'll talk in a later episode about kind of controlling the things that you can control. Okay. And letting go of the things that you can't control. All right. So in the morning time, if you hit that alarm and you're like, oh man, it's going to be a bad day. You know, I hit the alarm. I woke up, I'm running late, I'm blah, 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 blah. You're probably going to have a bad day. But if you hit that snooze and you're like, man, I'm running 10 minutes late, but you know what? I'm going to make today a great day. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to control the things that I can control. I might be 10 minutes late to work, but the rest of the day is going to be great. You will see changes in your life. Literally, you are in charge of your days. You are in charge of your mindset, and you are capable of being positive and changing life forever.
Yeah, I love everything that you just said. And my favorite part about everything that you said was training your brain to be positive. So you know that I'm a little bit of and you guys will learn this, I'm a little bit of like a science nerd, and I like my statistics.
Guys, I have to tell you this about Cecily. She had a perfect.
Please do not. Can you not get into it?
Oh my gosh, she's actually genius, and I'm like the opposite. We are yin and yang, right? She had like a perfect score on her SATs. Like, what? Who does
You're
that?
my favorite rock star friend.
Like,
Brandy's the one that would make me probably go make all kind. Like, I'll leave Brandy and end up with like a new tattoo or something.
Actually, my bachelorette party, we all got tattoos.
See, that was I'm telling you. Okay, let's stay on track though. Okay, so listen, with my science fact, okay, you have to literally train your brain to be positive. Your dopamine is your like happy hormone, right? I'm sure you guys hear it all the time. As women, we have lots of hormones that people like to blame a lot of things on our hormones all the time, right? But this is one thing that you can actually use for your own good, and that is your dopamine levels are directly affected by your gratitude. So if you are practicing it daily, your body is going to automatically start to release the neurochemical dopamine. So literally, you will be happier. It reminds me of like that Legally Blonde quote when she says, exercise give you endorphins.
Yes.
Endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't kill their husbands.
One of my favorite quotes ever, hands down.
Speaking of that, let's get into movement. Number 2, okay? Number 1 is gratitude. It's our favorite thing. Number 2, movement, okay? Listen, y'all, action creates action, not the other way around. And I will tell you, as a mom, y'all, I homeschool 3 kids. Do you know how often I can make an excuse of, well, I don't really have time to work out. Well, I don't really have time to do an hour lift. And we're fitness professionals. Like, we live in the world of seeing how fitness can positively change and affect your life. We have done it for people for the last 10 plus years. It's how, let's see, Brandi, how long have you been in the fitness industry? Over 10 years.
Over 16 years.
Yeah, I was like, you're longer than me. Mine's 10 years now, a little over 10 years. You're over 16 years. We're not old, you guys. We just have been fitness professionals for a long time.
Well,
okay?
I will say I got certified 2 months after I graduated high school. So there's that. That'll do the age thing for you.
Do the math yourself. Okay? We won't do it for you.
Doing math, I didn't have a perfect score on my SAT.
We're not. I'll do the math later. It'll be fine. But y'all, movement is so important. Not just that, but when you take action, you're again training your brain to take power back in your decisions. You are not a victim of the choices in your day. You are not a victim of the fact that your kids are busy or your husband isn't supporting you in your fitness journey or your friends want to go out and they don't exercise. Like, if your friends don't support you in moving your body, go do it yourself, okay? Or maybe go find some new friends. Like,
for sure.
We'll talk about friends later, but like, seriously, you want to be activating your happy hormones. I just talked about those, your dopamine and your cortisol. And when you add movement into your day, especially outdoors, it's going to help you. If you are somebody who has ever experienced trauma, especially, I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but when you do heart rate raising activities, so like anything that raises your heart rate, it can be walking. Like, y'all, sometimes I'm going for a walk and like I'm walking at a pretty hefty pace and I'm breathing pretty heavy, okay? Like, my heart rate is high. I don't do a lot of cardio personally, but that's why, okay? But you're going to get your heart rate up. It's going to reduce anxiety because your brain's fight or flight system becomes less reactive. So normally when you go through trauma, you have this like fight or flight, and whenever your heart rate gets high, you start to freak out and stress out. When you start to do it on a regular basis with something that makes you happy, you can literally retrain your body to fight against anxiety and depression. Like, that alone, isn't that major? Like, when I learned that, I was like, I can literally fight against years of my brain being trained from toxic relationships, from abuse. I can retrain my brain to be happy when my heart rate goes up. So no matter what it is, y'all, get movement in your day. I don't care if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. If you can't do an hour, go outside, walk for 15 minutes, walk for 20 minutes. Do something that's going to move your body in any way, shape, or form.
I love that, Cecily. I love the mindset there. For me, I exercise not to look good in bikini because I don't know that I ever will again. Okay.
You know what? We look good in whatever we wear. We don't bikinis.
That is true. I mean, I'm not going to have a six pack, but I will look like a hot mama in my bikini. And I live in Florida, so I'll wear it year round. But for me, I exercise for my sanity. I exercise for my mental health. I get movement in so that I am a better wife, mom, and friend. And my husband knows that. And also, Cecily, what I love that you said is just get something in. So me having a newborn, it is really hard. And he is needy and fussy, and he goes through different leaps. And so maybe that day I can only go out and go on a walk with him because he loves that. He loves the movement. And that's better than nothing, right? Or maybe I'm doing squats while I'm holding him. Sometimes my husband actually watches him while I exercise. That's fantastic.
That's so nice.
That's so nice. But like Cecily says, it doesn't have to be crazy. And we'll talk about that later too, with setting realistic goals when it comes to your health, your movement, and all that stuff. So creating healthy habits. But like Cecily said, mentally is so important to exercise and get movement in. Okay, let's talk about how you fuel your body, your mind, your spirit. So we're not going to just talk about Yes. We're not
Mind
going to
body
just talk
connection.
about, eating healthy because, I mean, y'all all understand if you eat healthier, you're going to feel better, right? If you fuel your body with crap, you're going to feel like crap. Don't worry, I will be cussing at some moments, guys. Please do not judge me for that. What you'll see about Cecily and I is we're going to be genuine. We're going to keep it 100. We are not
What you'll
fake.
see is
Okay?
Brandi cuss and me cringe, and that's how we're gonna go. It's gonna
100%,
happen.
100%. But I just said crap instead, so I'm feeling good about
I
myself.
know. I
All right.
appreciate you.
So if you
Nice.
feel your body like crap, you're going to feel like crap. We're not going to talk to you about nutrition and this podcast. We're
Mhm.
just going to kind of talk to you about overall wellness, how you feel your body, right? What are you watching?
Mhm.
Hello, what are you watching at night? Are you watching serial killer shows? Are you watching, seriously, I
Yeah.
used to, and it did not work for
I know
me.
it messes
Okay.
with your head. I'm telling you. I
100, right? So be mindful of what you're watching on TV. Be mindful of what you're reading, right?
Mhm.
Are you reading books that are going to help you better yourself? Are you educating yourself? Are you learning, right? Who are you surrounding yourself with? That is a
Yes.
big thing, right? So if you're sitting at a table with 5 women and they're just talking crap about other people
Mhm.
nonstop, that is a life sucker. You don't
Yeah.
want to surround yourself with that, right? You want to surround yourself with like-minded women who talk about purpose, who talk up about other people, who help you grow, who believe in you. So it's not just how you're fueling your body with food, but it's how you're fueling your mind and also spiritually, right? Are you journaling? Are you hanging out with women at church? Like, what
Mhm.
are you doing to fuel your body all around wellness wise?
Yeah. Yeah, and not just that, when you just like what you were talking about, how what goes in comes out. So whether you realize it or not, like if I watch way too much Real Housewives, I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. That is my I'm just gonna be honest, okay? That is my one. We'll call it a guilty pleasure, okay? I love some Real Housewives. But if I sit there and binge it all day long, I'm like looking for fights in front. I'm gossipy. I feel like I need to doll up a little bit. Like you don't even realize it. It affects you. I realized the other day, I'm like, wow, I feel really like pale watching all these ladies. They are so tan and their hair is done. And maybe I should have my hair done better. Like, and then you start just thinking, like, you start comparing yourself. Are you scrolling social media all day long? Because guess what? You're watching someone's highlight reel, not their real life. So you're sitting there
Yes.
consuming content and it is affecting your brain. You automatically feel worse about yourself. I'm a pretty confident person and I could scroll on Instagram for 20 minutes and all of a sudden think like, I'm a terrible mom. I'm a terrible fitness professional. What is happening? So you got to be careful. And as women, what goes in our bodies affects our entire hormonal cycle. We're going to talk about this more in later episodes, but like as a woman, your body goes through an entire hormonal cycle every single month. Like men have no idea how easy they have it. Okay. That's a lot of ups and downs going on with your body. You owe it to yourself to fuel your body with things that are going to help combat major changes to your body every single day. You don't deserve to have that yo-yo mental, physical stuff going on.
Girl, we can have like a whole podcast
I
about
know.
hormones. Wait, I have to go back. I have to rewind. Oh,
Go
by the way,
rewind.
we're trying to keep these episodes under 20 minutes for you guys.
This is
We're getting
the
really
intro
close to
episode,
the end.
okay? We can
It's the
talk a little bit.
intro,
It's
so
fine.
hang tight with us. We just might go 5 minutes over. But what Cecily just said was so impactful. On social media, you are watching people's highlight reels. They are
Mhm.
posting their vacations. They are posting, images of themselves angling really high where it looks like they're,
Yeah.
really thin, or, everything's perfect. Everything's, fillers and all kinds of, like, what are they? What's the thing? The Instagram
Filters?
filters that, and I use them.
Fillers.
Okay. So fillers.
Might have fillers too. You don't
If
know what
somebody
they
has
have in their
fillers,
faces.
let's just go back. I love a woman with fillers, Botox, everything like
Do what
that.
you
So
gotta
I'm
do.
not saying anything negative. I was talking about filters, which I also use. Okay. Not 24/7, but you're looking at somebody and you're comparing yourself to their highlight reel.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. So let's talk about a few action items. Okay. A few
Mhm.
action items leaving here with those three things. The first thing is gratitude. A gratitude journal changed my life forever. We may or may not have one, really cute for you guys.
Spilling the
Getting,
beans.
yes. But getting a gratitude journal or simply starting your day every day, saying 3 things that you're thankful for. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for every single day? Easy action items. Start your day that way. I will say movement wise, how can you add movement into your routine 3 times a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. And
Start
put it on
simple.
and put it on your calendar. So
Yeah.
don't just say, I'm going to walk at 9 a.m. on a Monday, or I'm going to work out Tuesday at the gym at 6:30 p.m. and then something comes up and it doesn't happen. No, put it on your calendar and act
Mhm.
as if it is a doctor's appointment. Okay.
Yeah.
And show up. And then the last little tip that I have, and Cecily might have a few other tips for you, but I wanted to give you guys a tip in each one. The last tip is unfollow people who bring you
Oh,
down.
yes.
Unfollow negative people on social media. I'm gonna give you guys a little tip. So if it's Aunt Sandy, if
Mhm.
it's Uncle Joe, if it's your
Unfollow Aunt Sandy.
unfollow
Unfollow her.
If it
Talks
is your
trash.
100%. If it's your friend from when you were 6 years old, but you don't agree with the things that she's posting, you don't have to unfriend her. You can unfollow.
Unfollow.
Yeah.
And guess what? You don't have to agree with their opinion. Like, if you don't like what they have to say, just don't unfollow. Don't pay attention to it. You do not have to absorb anyone's content. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you don't have to absorb it. You really don't.
Preach.
All right?
Preach, sister.
All right. Listen, your life will change if you focus on growing in these 3 things daily: gratitude, movement, fueling your body.
Absolutely. Y'all, are we wrapping this up?
We're wrapping it up. Listen, okay, I want to wrap it up in a little special way, okay? We love us some Dolly Parton, all right? In my household, we love Dolly Parton, okay? So I have this great quote from Dolly Parton that we want to leave you with today, and that is, it pretty much sums up what we want you to get out of our podcast every single episode, and that is, find out who you are and do it on purpose. All right, y'all, we'll see you next time.
Bye.